Hello folks, and welcome back to another episode of Wheels of Mercury. I'm your host Wheels, and today I thought it would be fun if I did a part 2, a sequel to one of my most well-performing videos on my channel. That one and done video I did last year. That video did really well. It had over 543 views and a lot of comments on it. So the link will be up here, and down below in the description box if you want to check out the original video. Let's do one and done, part 2, where I talk about quite a few more bands and artists that I only like one album from, and that's it. Oh, and this list is in chronological order from oldest to newest. So, with that being said, let's get right into the list. Starting with Pestilence and their album Consvming Impvlse that came out in 1989. This is the only Pestilence album I give a crap about, and it's mainly because of one Mr. Martin Van Drunen on vocals, who would later be known as the vocalist of the death metal band Asphyx. I love his dry, heaving, sort of vocals. It always sounds like he needs a severe drink of water. Like he always sounds like it's dry and everything, and it perfectly fits the sound they're going for. Like this early death thrash metal sound they had at the time. It's awesome. If you want to check out one Pestilence album, make it this one. It's awesome. Again, Consvming Impvlse came out in 1989. This is the only album I give a crap about by this Dutch death metal band. So check it out if you haven't already. Is Static X was their debut album, Wisconsin Death Trip, that came out in 1999. Now, I talked about this way back in 2020 in my quarantine video when nobody was really watching me back then. I still think this is a great album and one of the best nu metal debuts. Right up there with Mudvayne's LD50. Every single freaking song is so catchy. Like Fix with the infectious sort of line that goes, push until I drop dead and need a fix, push until I drop dead and need a fix, push until I drop dead and need a fix, push until I drop dead. And push it, push it, push it. You know what I mean. They've got so many catchy bangers on there. Isn't Evil Disco like such an appropriate name for this band style that Wayne Static, rest in peace, actually wanted the band to be known as? Like, it's such a perfect nickname for what they play. So yeah, if you haven't heard Static X, this is the perfect thing to start out with. Amazing nu metal and alternative metal and industrial metal debut. A freaking classic album, in my opinion. Next up is Watain with their 2013 album, The Wild Hunt. Now, I'll put it right here, but I made a comment on their single that came out before their last album, The Agony and Ecstasy of Watain, that I really praised that single, and I wanted to check out more of their discography. But over the last few years, their discography just wore off on me. I don't know, it just seems like dissection, but like blander. This is where The Wild Hunt comes in, because this is different from a lot of her other stuff. And I would argue that this is better than a lot of her other stuff too, because it involves clean vocals, doom metal influence, and a more epic scope to the sound. They Rode On is one of the best black metal ballads I've ever heard. It almost made me cry when I first listened to it. It's such an epic ballad. It's basically like There Nothing Else Matters, if you get my drift. Yeah, I just like it because it's so different. I know the fanbase of Watain kind of shoves this album under the bus and calls it the Black Sheep and everything because it's very, like, different from everything else. But that's why I like it so much. If you're tired of how Watain sounded like before and after this album and you want something different from them, check out The Wild Hunt album from 2013. It's excellent. Next up is Saor, or Seer, or however you say it, with the album Aura from 2014. This was one of the first atmospheric black metal albums I can ever remember getting into 10 or 11 years ago. Alongside Mira Cognitum's Phobos Monolith. This is a fantastic album. I love the sort of Scottish folklore, sort of mystical Lord of the Rings kind of vibe. And the star of the show is not Andy Marshall, in fact. It is the guest drumming of one Mr. Austin Lunn from Panopticon. His drumming just stands out for me on this record. The raw sort of fills that only he can do, and the sort of raw sort of sound of the drums. You have to hear it to know what I mean, but like only Austin Lunn can make his drums sound like that. I've tried Saor or Seer albums before and after, but none of them have quite done it to me like Aura has. That's a bit of a shame. Even the new one I was kind of lukewarm on. But this one, Aura, I would call a masterpiece from 2014. If you like Celtic folk metal and want to check this out, please do. It's an amazing album. Next up is The Word Alive with their album Dark Matter from 2016. Their last album was Luke Holland on drums. This album merges Linkin Park, a bit of Bullet for My Valentine, I would argue, and Taylor Smith's vocals, some alternative metal, especially in the song with the motorcycle revving up called Grunge. That's my favorite song in the entire record, actually. It got like such a vibe to it that I would argue sounds a little bit like Papa Roach in spot. I really like this album. It's the only album from The Word Alive I can remember liking from front to back. And the fact that Luke Holland did all those drumming on a broken foot, like he had only one foot working the entire record, and he still ended up sounding killer. I mean, he's one of the best drummers in the metalcore scene. I can see why Falling in Reverse would hire him, because he's one of the best drummers in that whole scene. But he did good on this The Word Alive album from 2016 despite having a broken foot or broken leg or whatever. The last one on this list is a band I never really gave a shot with until a couple years ago. The metalcore band Unearth with the Wretched, the Ruinous, that came out back in 2023. I always thought of Unearth as kind of like a August Burns Red / Killswitch Engage sort of clone. They never really stood out to me. I checked out this album and I thought it was very decent. There's one song where it has like a siren sort of breakdown in it. That was pretty cool. It's a good album. It's a good solid melodic metalcore album. And that's a wrap for my one and done part 2 video. Make sure to like and subscribe to Wheels of Mercury today, and tell me down in the comments what are some more bands that you like one album from and that's it. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, ring the bell, set notifications to all that stuff. Rock on, guys, and I will see you in the next video.